Okay guys, it is time for a new update here on the Bitcoin price. I can already tell you I just opened a new trade. We took also some profits off our Bitcoin short position. As you guys see, we now took a total of $23,000 out of this trade. $19,000 are still open in unrealized profit. So we need to take a look at the charts right now to find out if we should take more profits. And especially guys, stick around till the very end to find out what new trade I just opened. Besides that guys, as always, thank you very much for your amazing support. I really appreciate every single one of you out there that in the last couple of weeks subscribe to that channel. A lot of thousands of new subscribers entered the channel within the last couple of weeks, which is amazing for a bear market. Over 1,000 likes on the last video, a lot of positive comments. Thank you very much for every single one out there. But now let's just jump right into the content. Guys, today I want to start from the bigger time frames. I want to go from the week, from the monthly, and then all the way down to the 1 hourly time frame, because there is really a lot of things that are playing together, especially because our monthly candle is already closing in 1 day and 15 minutes and 15 hours, so within the next 24 hours pretty much. Now, let's talk about the monthly time frame first. What we can see here is, and I showed you this in my last videos over and over again, along the last couple of months. Each and every single time we saw a bear market bottom, usually it was with a massive 30% or 35% correction. Let's take a look here in the past. Boom, 30% bottom wick. Boom, 35% bottom wick. Boom, 33% bottom wick. So you see Bitcoin normally tends to actually find its bottom with a massive 30+% monthly candle. We haven't seen that yet. And the only time we saw a bottom without a massive candle wick was in 2018, so after the 2017 bull market. So now we know that there's two scenarios. Either we are bouncing here already, we are slowly over the next couple of months into the direction of the new year, we are starting to pump into the direction of the $30,000 again relatively slowly. But the worst case, and this is the most dangerous thing at the moment, Bitcoin dumped this month. We started this month at $23,400 and right now we are at $20,400, and this means we are exactly at our upward sloping support here that potentially could be broken to the downside. And I mean, then the likelihood of our next monthly candle doing a massive quick wick to the downside, getting bought up again, and then we are continuing is very, very high. So now let's take a look at the smaller time frames, the weekly, for example, and also the daily, to really find out what price level do we need to break. When do we know that this was the bottom? And guys, there is a lot of confluence coming in right now. For this, I want to pull up the moving averages here on the weekly time frame before we head even into the smaller time frames. Guys, share this video with your friends. It's highly relevant. What we can see now is the 50 weekly moving average, since we just had a massive correction over the last couple of weeks, is moving to the downside very quickly. We have our 200 weekly moving average that we for a very short amount of time broke to the upside, but we didn't manage to confirm it as support. Because as soon as we broke above it, we had the problem that we had a massive falling wedge here above us, and the past downward sloping support, this downward sloping support here of our rising wedge, actually got broken to the downside for, a while ago, right? Multiple months ago. And now, only 2 or 3 weeks ago, we saw the retest and we got rejected. We also talked about that in our videos. Guys, do you remember? We talked about this rejection. We talked about the rising wedge on the 4 hourly. We talked about liquidations not coming in strong enough yet. And we took our short position right now, bringing us a total of $50,000 in profit almost. But now, guys, we need to keep in mind that a confirmed breakout only happens when we saw a breakout on the weekly time frame below our falling wedge. Guys, when is a breakdown confirmed? When do we need to expect the price to fall lower? Definitely, almost to 99%. When we break the old low point or we break the old high point before we saw the retest of the broken support or resistance. So if we're now seeing a break below the $19,300, $19,000 level, I will show you in the smaller time frames in a second also why that could happen, we would definitely see a bearish continuation. And since the bearish continuation is on the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame will most likely bring us some more follow-through volume. Nevertheless, and now guys, this may shock you, besides taking some profits of my short position, I actually just opened a new long trade. 3x leverage, $25,000 in capital, $75,000 position size, additional $50,000 are staying on the sideline for a potential double or triple up of the position if we are reaching prices of $16,000 to $14,000. And now let's take a look again at the charts and the smaller time frames, because now it's getting interesting. On the daily time frame, still we have our 19, as we have it on the weekly as well, our $19,000 to $19,200 level, where we can find our old low point that needs to be broken to see a big continuation to the downside. So before we now jump onto the 1 hourly, I show you actually a chart pattern that could lead us to breaking the $19,000 to $19,300 to the downside. Let's take a look at what needs to happen when we want to turn bullish again. And this will be difficult, because not only we have the 200 weekly moving average, if we are now recovering here within the next couple of weeks, we have our 200 weekly moving average coming in. We have our past falling wedge resistance. We have our 50 weekly moving average moving down super aggressively. It's also going to take a hit here in this price range. So we have a massive confluence of resistance exactly here around the $24,000 to $23,000 level, $23,000 to $24,000 level. We have massive resistance here. And the only reason why I would actually scale up my long position, not while going down, but while going up, would be as soon as we break above $24,000 again. We leave behind us 200 weekly moving average. We leave behind us 50-day weekly moving average. We leave behind us long-term downward sloping past support that now has turned into resistance from our big falling wedge. And till that happens, I am going to expect a bigger drop to come. Guys, remember at the $24,000, $25,000 level, I told you I'm going short. Everybody else was screaming for the next big run coming. Guys, don't get fooled. Just don't get fooled. It's as simple as that. Don't get fooled by the markets. The markets always do the thing that F's, I need to be careful, otherwise this video gets blocked, that F's the most people in the market. Always keep that in mind when having your trading strategy. Always think about how do the most people get wrecked right now, and then you will know what the market is going to do. And then if you find supports or supporting chart patterns, indicators, whatever, that supports the narrative that in this scenario most people are going to get effed, wrecked, then most likely it's a good chance to open a trade. And that's why, guys, we saw the over bullishness in the markets. We saw big important resistance coming in above us. We saw on the smaller time frames a rising wedge forming on the 4-hourly time frame. We waited for the breakout. We waited for the confirmation, the break of the old low point, and then we opened our short and we scaled up our short a little bit. But in the end of the day, it was a perfectly timed short position. And now, guys, we are trying, what are we trying to do now? To find the perfect exit for that short and the perfect entry for our swing long positions that we want to open up in the range of $14,000 to $21,000, where I expect the bottom of Bitcoin to be in. This is the range I want to open swing long positions right now with low leverage, 2x, 3x bull market trades, right? But now let's come to the final thing, guys. The 1-hourly time frame. We are seeing, let me remove these very annoying moving averages here for the 1-hourly time frame at least. We can see here we are forming a rising wedge. And guys, this rising wedge, again, has a higher likelihood of breaking to the downside. Our price target will be the $19,500 level. We will most likely, if we reach the $19,500 level again, will also reach the $19,000 to $19,300 level. Why? Because all bulls were like, wow, we bounced even before we are reaching the real support. And when now the bears managed to push the price back down again, it's very likely that the people will be like, okay, this was not the bottom. Let's wait for the real support to come in before I buy. And that's why, even though this rising wedge only has a breakdown target of the $19,500 level, this breakdown most likely will lead to the retest of the $19,000 to $19,200 level, where we have, as I just explained to you, these super important supports coming in here on the daily and also the weekly time frame. So guys, if you enjoyed the content now, I opened a new 3x long position for Bitcoin, guys. I'm ready to scale it up on the way down to the $14,000 to $16,000 level. On the way down, I will make a lot more profits than I'm losing money with the short position that I still have open. And all of these profits I will use on the way down to scale up my swing long position for the bottom and for the next run up. Guys, this is the plan right now. You know, I'm always sharing exactly what I'm doing, what I'm expecting next, and what I'm looking at. And yeah, no financial advice, just an idea. Keep that in mind as always, guys. But we're going to see us in the next one. Till then, bye.